Welcome to another episode of Alan's Collection. Today I give you Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch and Magneto. Speed, chaos and magnetism incarnate. Let's begin. Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men 3-pack, Quicksilver, Magneto and the Scarlet Witch. Okay guys, here we have the outer box for the X-Men Marvel Legends series 3-pack, Magneto, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. And of course, as we can appreciate in the package, this is part of the celebrations of the 80 years of Marvel. And here we have the outer box for this family 3-pack. As we can see, it's a window box. We can see Magneto himself. And to his right we have Quicksilver. To his left we have the Scarlet Witch. All looking absolutely fantastic, absolutely stunning. And of course below we have the big logo of X-Men. To the left we have Marvel 80 years. And the names of the characters. And of course some warnings and the Hasbro logo. If we check the first side of the box, we have it's an artwork of Magneto, the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, all in battle poses, guys. Really, really, really cool. Now let's check the back of the box, and this is very, very cool because we have a collage of comic book printings from different eras. We can see all depicted in this very cool collage of pictures, guys. Very cool. And we also get information about the characters. Here's information about the characters, legal information, warnings as well. Now let's check the other side of the box, of the outer box, and we again have the same as the other side. Artwork of Magneto, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in battle poses. And we're back to the front of the box. Now, let's check the blister box, guys. Okay, guys, let's check out now the blister box for the X-Men Marvel Legends 3-pack. And of course, here we have the Maximoff family. To the left, we have Pietro Maximoff, also known as Quicksilver. Of course, we have Magneto here, Eric Magnus Lenscher, and Wanda Maximoff, also known as Scarlet Witch. Really, really looking very, very cool, guys. And also we have the accessories here on the top. Can't wait to review them one by one, guys. So let's go to the next part of the video. Okay, guys, here we have Magneto in his vanilla pose. And of course, it's really cool to be reviewing one of my favorite villains of all time, the master of magnetism himself. So let's check him out, guys. Here we have him, guys. Eric Magnus Charles Xavier, best friend. And what stands out is that amazing cape, which I believe is an improvement from other Magnetos in the Marvel Legends line, guys. As you can see, it's quite bulky from the shoulders. And if we take a look at the back, we certainly have nice sculpting there, with black shading on top and a nice curvy sculpting all over the cape, guys. Next, let's check out this glossy neck part of the cape. It's really nicely sculpted and painted, guys. And here below we have the torso, which is nicely sculpted as well. You can see Magneto's muscles there, as well as you can see the muscles on the arms and on the legs, guys. And of course the figure is nicely painted with Magneto's classic red and purple colors all over. Now, let's check out the head sculpt, guys. As you can see, the head is made of mostly the helmet. A helmet developed to block Xavier's powers, guys. As you can see in the center, we have this nicely designed with purple parts with a glossy finish. And the rest is nice red crisp colors. And of course we can see part of Magneto's face. Very nice. Now let's check out Magneto's articulation, guys. Okay guys, let's check out Magneto's articulation. I will leave the cape on since I'm sure most collectors will have Magneto display with his cape. And for that one guy that will display Magneto without the cape, I'm sure you will do some great poses. So let's check him out. Let's start with the head, guys. The head moves down a little bit. And the head moves up a little bit too. And the head moves to the left very nicely. And it moves to the right very nicely too. Now let's check out the torso articulation. You can move the torso forward. However, because of the cape, you can't move the torso backwards. What you can do is move the torso to the left a little bit, since we don't want to damage the purple waist belt, guys. Now let's check out the arms. As you can see, you can move the arm forward, but you cannot move the arm backwards. But the arm goes out quite nicely. Look at that. Then here you have a double jointed elbow articulation. You can flex the elbow like this very nicely. And then you have here bicep articulation. You can rotate the bicep very nicely. Then you have hand articulation here. You can move the hand up. And then down. And finally you can rotate the hand completely. Now let's check out the leg articulation. You can move the leg forward, but you cannot move the leg backwards. However, you can move the leg out, guys, like this. Magneto, of course, has a thigh cut. You can rotate the thigh like this. Then you have a double jointed knee. You can bend the knee like this. And lastly, we have foot articulation. You can move up and you can move the foot down. And the foot does have a rocker. Alright, and that's it for the articulation. Now let's check out Magneto's accessories, guys. Okay guys, here we have Magneto's accessories. First, let's check out the purple piece effects, which are translucent with sparkles. They look very nice, guys. Ready to be displayed with Magneto using his magnetism. Next we have the angry powered up Magneto extra head sculpt, which looks much better than the regular one, guys. You can see these menacing eyes, and then you can see his teeth. Here we can see the nice metallic purple, and of course the red, bright red. It looks really great here. And finally we have the extra hands, and they are fist hands. And that's it for the accessories, guys. Now, let's check out Wanda Maximoff. Okay guys, here we have Wanda Maximoff in her vanilla pose. And having had the Marvel Legends Toy Biz figure, I think this is a huge improvement. So let's check the figure out. As you can see, what stands out is that shiny pink plastic that she's wearing on her arms, upper torso, and legs. It looks really cool, and it reminds me of the Goku Black Super Saiyan Rosé variant edition, guys. I also like the red gloves, red leotard, and the red boots. And it also is a nice contrast with the shiny pink plastic parts, guys. Next, here we have the cape, very nicely sculpted, with wavy parts. Looks really cool, guys. But la crème de la crème the cherry on top of the cake is the head sculpt, guys. Let's check out the head sculpt. As you can see, the hair is beautifully sculpted. It has brown and black colors. I like the shading in the hair as well. Her face mask is nicely sculpted too. I like the color, red wine. And of course, her face is absolutely gorgeous, guys. It's just perfect, guys. I have never said the word perfect in a figure before, and I think this really deserves it. Now, let's check out the articulation for this figure, guys. Okay, guys, let's check now the articulation for Wanda Maximoff. And let's start with the head sculpt, guys. As you can see, you cannot move the figure forward nor backwards. You can basically cannot move the figure to the left or to the right. Basically, we don't have any articulation with the head sculpt, guys, unfortunately. Now let's check out the torso articulation. As you can see, the torso can move forward and the torso can move backwards very nicely. And the torso can move left and the torso can move right as well. So a nice improvement there from the head to the torso. So now let's check out the articulation of the arm, guys. As you can see, the arm moves forward and the arm cannot move backwards because of the cape, guys. However, the arm does move out, as you can see here. Next, we can clearly see a single jointed articulation for the elbow. And next we have hand articulation. You can move the hand up and down. I can also rotate the hand, guys. Now let's check out the leg articulation, guys. The leg can move forward. And the leg obviously doesn't move backwards because of the cape. But the leg does move out like this. Very cool, guys. Next, let's check out the double jointed knee articulation. As you can see, the knee can bend really nicely. Wanda Maximoff does have a thigh cut. You can rotate the thigh like this, very nice. And lastly, we have foot articulation. You can move the foot down and up. And the foot does have a rocker, guys. Very nice. Now, let's check out her accessories, guys. Okay, guys, here we have the accessories for Wanda. She just brings these effects. This is the power generated by her magic. Very, very cool. And that's the only accessories that she brings in this 3-pack. Okay, guys, let's check now the vanilla pose for Pietro Maximoff, Quicksilver. And of course, he's the final member of the Maximoff family in this review. I of course have good memories of Pietro appearing in the comics, especially when he joined the Avengers. He was part of Cap's Cookie Quartet. So let's check him out, guys. Once again, like Wanda Maximoff, what stands out is the cool, shiny white plastic you can see in his hands and in his boots. Very nice. It is nice that this 3-pack features such cool details. Also, I have always liked the lightning bolt across the torso, guys. And this one doesn't disappoint. Although there are minor flaws here. As you can see in the lower torso, you have this unfinished painting application here. And you can also see some bleeding here as well. And also we have some minor flaws with the lightning bolt that goes through the back. But apart from that, the figure is really nice, guys. The blue plastic parts are also cool. They really contrast nicely with the white parts. The muscle sculpt definition in the arms, torso and legs. It's also nicely sculpted, nicely done, guys. Now let's check out the head. The gray hair is neat, nicely sculpted. It is a windswept hair, so it will look cool when you display your figure in a running pose. Regarding the face expression, Pietro looks cool, calm, determined, ready for battle, guys. Okay, guys, let's check out the articulation now. Okay guys, let's check now the articulation for Pietro Maximoff, and let's start with the head sculpt. As you can see, the head moves down just a little bit and moves up just a little bit as well. The head does move to the left quite nicely, and also it moves to the right also very nicely. Now let's check out the torso articulation. The torso can move forward and backwards like this, guys. You can also move the torso to the left and then to the right. Quicksilver also has butterfly joints, so you can display your figure in a lightning speed running pose, of course. Now let's check out the arms articulation. You can move the arm forward and you can move the arm backwards. You can also move the arm out like this. There's also a bicep cut here, so you can rotate the bicep very nicely. Pietro also has a double jointed elbow articulation. You can flex the elbow very nicely like this. And lastly, we have hand articulation. Here you can move the hand up and then down. And you can also rotate the hand like this. Finally, let's check out leg articulation, guys. You can move the leg forward and you can move the leg backwards just a bit. And you can also move the leg out just a bit as well. Pietro does have a thigh cut here, and you can rotate the thigh like this. Next, let's check out the double jointed knee articulation. You can bend the knee very nicely, guys. And finally, we have foot articulation. You can move the foot down and up. And the foot does have a rocker. Very nice. And that's it for Quicksilver's articulation, guys. Let's check out the accessories. Okay guys, here we have the accessories for Pietro Maximoff. And of course, this figure only brings 2 extra hands. And these are the running hands, guys. Also in shiny white plastic, guys. Very, very cool. Very, very nice. It all dates back to Uncanny X-Men number 4 in 1963, guys. The story develops as Scarlet Witch and Pietro meet Magneto, as he saves them from a mob of superstitious villagers who obviously believed Wanda to be a witch. But Magneto, as the character that he has, he pressured and made Wanda feel guilty and Pietro feel guilty, so he convinced them to repay him by joining the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, guys. Little did they know that Magneto had more ties than they could possibly ever imagine. And it wasn't until the Vision and the Scarlet Witch comic 1982, Vision and the Scarlet Witch number 4, where Magneto's official declaration of paternity would come to place. So the subsequent stories of this family are much of separation. There was a lot of disagreement between Magneto's tactics, ways of doing things, and that of Pietro and the Scarlet Witch. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this review. Don't forget to leave a like and of course subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next on Alan's Collection.